Despite the international appeals, the condemnation, the concern, the daily carnage of Tamil civilians inside the conflict zone of northern Sri Lanka goes on unabated. These are the most recent images from inside the zone from the makeshift hospital at Putumatalan. They were taken a few weeks ago, we understand. The date perhaps is not so important, the details are. Everywhere you see wounded civilians lying on floors, some scenes too horrible to show, of amputations and terrible injuries said to have been inflicted in the so-called no-fire zone. For doctors, it's a real battle to save lives.
This is the ICU, but we don't have any ICU bed, ICU facilities, cardiac monitor, glucometer, nothing. We can't do any investigation here. We don't have any laboratory facilities. We can't check the blood. Infection, blood test, urine test, any test we can do here. When they get the patient, we can treat blindly.
Aid organisations are increasingly voicing concern at the plight of the civilians. The UN has said 2,800 non-combatants, including hundreds of children, have been killed since January. Medical facilities are beyond even the most basic. Supplies are down to the bare minimum.
You can see there are all ICU patients, emergency patients, but we don't have any facilities here. We don't have any antibiotic and drugs also. We several times inform our government, but government not willing to send any medicine here. They are rejected. They are not willing to send here again.
The Sri Lankan military denies firing into the zone. The Tamil Tigers, or the LTTE, deny using the civilians as a human shield.
The LTTE is not stopping the Tamils from leaving. It's a false allegation by our enemies. Our people are determined and continue to stay here despite the attacks from our enemies. Our people are helping the fighters in every way possible to fight the Sri Lankan forces. They say they have to fight if they are to survive.
This is the first TV interview with a senior Tiger commander in the war zone who was responding to questions submitted by Al Jazeera. It was filmed a month ago, but there is no way of verifying the claims of either the Tamil Tigers or the government. The Sri Lankan military has been battling for weeks for its so-called final victory, but the Tigers have been hanging on. They've inflicted casualties on the army, which refuses to reveal just how many. Thousands of Tamil civilians are said to be fleeing the conflict zone. The Sri Lankan military claims 50,000 have crossed the front line since January, but the UN says there are still another 190,000 trapped and in danger. Journalists are not allowed into the area. These pictures are the only visible indicator of what is actually happening. What we don't know is how many of these people have died since this video was taken, and how many more are still to die before this bloody conflict comes to an end. Tony Bertley, Al Jazeera.